back to another edition of Cassmac After Dark. If you like what you hear, subscribe to my channel, Braves Anatomy. Really help me out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Cassmac_21, Instagram, Cassmac_07, and Facebook, Cassidy McMahon. I will purge my Facebook and try to respond to some of these friend requests I've gotten. Thank you for all the support. Today was jam-packed of a lot of treats. If you were a sports fan, happy Halloween to everybody. I hope you had a lot of sugar and you're coming down off your sugar high. I enjoyed my Halloween just watching sports, as it was torrential rain down here in Charlotte. But we'll start with the Thursday night football game. Jimmy Garoppolo led the 49ers to a very close 28-25 victory. 300 plus passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and some key completions on that last drive when the result was in the balance. Cliff Kingsbury's got to be kicking himself. The ultimate nightmare when he called that timeout with 4 seconds to go, and they stuffed a 4th-and-1 run, gave San Francisco another opportunity, and they were able to cash in with one of Garoppolo's 4 touchdowns. That's how close NFL games are. The 49ers defense was a little slower and not as dominant as they have been, but that's usually what happens on a short week, Thursday, and you're not going to be as dominant as they were against my Carolina Panthers. It just proves that it was more us being bad and just seemed to be unprepared. But Jimmy G showed me a lot tonight with some key throws to their backup tight end, Disley, I think his name is, for the final dagger, and to Emmanuel Sanders for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Just his second week with the team after being traded from Denver. Has 2 touchdowns in 2 games, and they look like they've been together for 5 years. I got to give props to Kenyon Drake, who was traded to the Arizona Cardinals on Monday. Had over 100 yards rushing and just was all over the place, and only knows probably not even half the playbook, and was able to do that. Just really good by Kyler Murray to not turning the ball over. That big 88-yard touchdown to Isabel to get them within 3. Just showed a lot of heart as well. Cliff Kingsbury going to be kicking himself for that timeout, but the 49ers remain undefeated. Next week they will face their probably toughest test of the year, Seattle at home, but they get this 11-game break. College football, we had another unbeaten go down. Georgia Southern just is not the team you want to face this year, beating Tennessee and now number 20 ranked Appalachian State on the road in a terrible weather game. They outscored the Mountaineers 14-0 in the 4th quarter. They used their running back a lot. I don't know his name. I didn't get to watch the game because I don't have ESPNU, but their running back had 145 yards and 2 touchdowns, knocking off the unbeaten Mountaineers. Matt Rule has come to Baylor and turned that franchise around, or that program around, from the scandals of Art Briles to just worrying about football. Now one of only 5 unbeaten teams in the college ranks. I think the last one in the Big 12, with a 17-14 victory over West Virginia, blocking a field goal to seal it, or help seal it, and then going with a gutsy call on 3rd and 8 with like 1:30 left. He went with a slant and go instead of just running it and taking time off the clock and forcing them to use timeouts. No, he put it in his offense's hands, and they rewarded him. I like aggressive coaches like that, so that was really good for them. So that's basically it on the football side. But for baseball, there was a couple big moves today. Brian Price, the former Reds manager, was hired as the Phillies pitching coach, which I think is a good pairing with Joe Girardi being there now. And the other big news, Mike Matheny, former Cardinals manager, is now with the Royals. Not much of a surprise. It was pretty much written in stone before when Ned Yost announced retirement, that Mike Matheny would be the heir apparent. He has great managerial experience. The relationships got a little rough there at the end with St. Louis. 7 years. He did lead them to the 2013 World Series. So he's got a lot of young, great talent down there. We'll see what he can do. But and some other housekeeping option things, big names. Corey Kluber got his option picked up by the Cleveland Indians. He will make $17.8 next year. Jason Kipnis, the longtime second baseman for the Indians, got his option declined. Edwin Encarnacion got a $5 million buyout from the Yankees, and the rest of his option declined. So he will now be a free agent. Had 34 homers and 86 RBIs this season. So that'll be a hot commodity for many on the free agent market. Kenley Jansen opted in to the rest of his contract. Yu Darvish opted in as well to his contract with the Cubs. He has 4 years, $103 million left, I believe, or somewhere around that range. So that was good there. For my Braves, we declined the $7.5 million option on Billy Hamilton. Not much of a surprise there. I would love to see us bring him back, maybe on a $2 million or maybe even $3 million option for speed, defense, and just a great option off the bench, as there's going to be a lot of changes with my Braves, I think, this offseason, but I can't wait to see what happens. And that is pretty much the huge news in terms of baseball. I will do just an options video, because there's going to be news about it every day, so I can try to do one full where it'll get you all of them at once. But those are the big names. And then the big story in basketball, real quick. Yesterday, unfortunately, Charlotte native and all-star MVP guard for the Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry, broke his hand on a hard fall. The MRI results will be pending for tomorrow, so we'll see if his season is over or he will be able to come back next year. But without Kevin Durant, who's moved on to Brooklyn, you've got, and Klay Thompson already rehabbing and out for the year with the ACL. Times have changed in San Francisco. It's just going to be a struggle for them. Willie Cauley-Stein, D'Angelo Russell, and Draymond Green now are the big three in San Francisco. Feel bad for Stephen Curry. He's one of my favorite players. Hope to see him back soon. And no, the Warriors are not tanking. They're just going to be really bad now. But it just happens in sports. But they had their dynasty. They had their fun. And you just go through these lulls. But that is the main sports day for Halloween 2019. I hope you all enjoyed it. Follow me, subscribe if you love what you hear. Even if you getting any value from this video, it would help me out a lot. Happy Halloween, everybody, and tune in for the 1st November Cassmac After Dark tomorrow night.